It's time for the Program, MSU TV's only show bringing you a close look at some amazing academic programs at Morehead State University. On tonight's episode, Professor of Art and Design Dr. Gary Masagaido and graphic design student Taylor Ray. And now, the host of the Program, John Modaff.
Thank you, Tim. I'm here on the Program with graphic design professor Gary Masagaido. Let me tell you a little bit about Gary before we start having our chat. He teaches digital art, animation, painting, foundations of art, and advanced studies here at Morehead State University in the Department of Art and Design. He produces unique works using digital photography and photo stitching. And he has shown his works nationally and internationally in prestigious locations, juried and invitational, such as New York City, San Francisco, and the beautiful state of New Jersey. He is on the faculty of the graphic design program. Welcome, Gary. It's great to have you.
Good to be here.
All right. Oh, one more thing. He is the two-time recipient of MSU's Distinguished Creative Productions Award. And that is quite an honor. There are just a few of the two.
Yeah.
Good job.
Well, thank you. Appreciate that.
All right. Well, you know, we're here to talk about programs at Morehead State, and one of the most interesting programs, and high profile lately, getting mentions by our president recently in public, is the graphic design program.
Yes.
What's special about studying graphic design at Morehead State?
Well, I think there may not be a whole lot of things that are so special about it, but I think we do try and keep up with a standard that across the nation can be seen as quality. And so we have the latest software, we have the latest computers, and hopefully we have some innovative faculty who can bring students into a real world situation and give them problems to solve that will carry them through their educational experience here and into the world of graphic design.
Mm-hmm.
So,
is there an aptitude or an approach or a philosophy in a student that will help them succeed in graphic design, that will make them ready to work with you?
I think just a hunger to make art and to be creative. I think if we can find that kind of student, we can really do anything with them, because they may come in with maybe a love of, let's say, photography, and they get into the nuts and bolts of it, and they figure out maybe this isn't really for me, and then they look elsewhere. So we have some other avenues that they can travel down. So I think we're more interested in finding students across the board who perhaps have a want and a need to make things and to be creative, and who have a creative vibe about them that can be seen from work that they've perhaps done on their own or in a high school situation. And we look through portfolios of potential students who come through, and we can see that.
Very good.
And also just on the one-on-one too, there's a certain kind of energy, I think, that those types of students carry with them.
So it's not for the faint of heart.
No.
You need some good energy. You better be motivated.
You better be motivated.
Well, what makes it graphic? We know what the design part is, but there's an artistic flair to the almost primarily instrumental work that graphic designers do. How do those two things live together, the graphic and the design?
That's a good question. It's because on the graphic side, it's very much kind of the applicable, the practical, the functional, right? And you gotta make this logo that speaks for this corporation. We were just looking at RCA's logo earlier, and that has a lot of parameters to it that are very delineated and specific, and need to function in this regard. But then there's that aspect that comes in, that the person brings to it, that the human element comes into it, that is the creative side of it, to make it their own, to put their own spin on it, to make it be something that's connected to them, that comes out of who they are. Taylor's poster we were talking about earlier that you saw in the hallway that caught your eye, that spoke to you, but I think it first had to come out of her and her experiences and her talents and her educational experience and the practical stuff that she learned in design classes that fed into that. But then she had that personal spin that she brought to it that was just her style that
Very
really
good.
made it unique.
Awesome. Well, we're going to visit with Taylor Ray after our break here, but it's been great to talk to you. It sounds like a challenging program. I'm not surprised it's growing and that it's popular, and I wish you and your colleagues all the best of luck as you work on it.
Thank you, John. Appreciate
Thank you, Gary. All right, we'll be right back visiting with graphic design student Taylor Ray right after this break.
Taking place at the Claypool Young Art Building, Morehead State University's Department of Art and Design is home to a number of programs and classes. You can take courses in painting, drawing, graphic design, history, photography, and more. You can even obtain a degree in art education or a Bachelor of Fine Arts. To find out more about the Department of Art and Design, you can call 606-783-2766 or email arde@moreheadstate.edu.
We're back on the program talking about graphic design at Morehead State University, and we are pleased to have with us Taylor Ray from Irvine, Kentucky. Welcome, Taylor.
Hi, how are you?
Fantastic. You're getting ready to graduate from the graphic design emphasis in art
Yes.
and design. When will you finish?
May of 2020.
Fantastic. We're just like 9 months out.
9 months, yeah.
Outstanding. Well, where do you think you'll head, or what would be the sort of thing a graphic design major would do after they graduate?
Well, me specifically, I kind of want to jump right into the field. Some people go to grad school, but that's not for everybody. I want to jump right into the field and possibly work for a firm, like somewhere like Cornett, one of the big firms in Lexington, or possibly a small business in a small town, middle town, whatever works for me.
Excellent. Well, what will you have learned to do that these companies will value? What sorts of challenges do they lay on you in graphic design?
One of the huge things is they're like, do you know how to use the tools? Because that's a huge thing. Like if you don't know the programs, you might have an excellent idea, but you can't execute it.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things they look for is creativity, originality, in style, aesthetic, and art.
Mm-hmm.
Illustration's a huge thing too. Like people love that. If you can throw in the extra bonus of I can illustrate my own work, people love it.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Well, you are an artist, certainly, but you're also a designer, and there are two, not necessarily competing, but two odd matches going on there. One is you've got this instrumental duty to, share information.
Yeah.
But then you also need to fight through the clutter and the noise of everyday life and appeal to people. How do you even begin to do that?
One of the huge things for me is the design principles. So like shape, line, color, contrast, style. That's not a design principle, but still. Like the graphic design poster I did for the graphic design club in the art department.
We'll take a look at that. Tim will show that to us.
Yeah.
Tell us how you built that up.
One of the big things I thought about initially was color, because in all of the walls in the school buildings, they're all white. And I was like, something needs to stand out. And I'm like, yellow is a huge contrast color against that white, especially if you hit that nice gold tone. Slam that up on there with like some pink and some blue. It looks fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, you made a good choice because it caught my eye while I was walking over to the
Thank you.
studio today. I thought, I'm talking to that person today. And so there's a club dedicated to graphic design here. How will that enhance what happens to you in the program?
Well, possibly not for me because I'm a senior, but maybe for some underclassmen, like some freshmen or some sophomores who are interested in graphic design and want to pursue that later on in the field. They'll have experience talking shop with other designers, like how to get better. They'll be looking at documentaries. We'll be able to go, hopefully, on some day trips to Cincinnati, maybe to some firms, and get our portfolios reviewed, be able to talk to professionals in the field, and how can we get better as designers.
Fantastic. Last question before we call it a day. Would you
sure.
recommend studying graphic design at Morehead State to someone else?
Oh, yeah, definitely, because the program here at MSU, it's a small classroom, and that's what I love about it. It's a small classroom. It's friendly. Everybody knows everybody, and the professors, they get to know you personally, so they're able to help you with your issues and troubleshoot your problems.
Fantastic. Future graphic designer, current graphic designer,
yeah.
right? Taylor
Yeah.
Ray, we are so happy to have you with us.
Yeah, thank
Good luck
you.
to you. I'll see you at graduation.
Yeah, thank
All
you.
right, take care. Well, everybody, we're out of here on the program. We want to say thank you, and we'll see you next time.
To find out more about the Department of Art and Design, you can call 606-783-2766 or email arde@moreheadstate.edu.